I'm in a sense crisis. Now, why are no pros using the build and edit sensitivity? And what is the best sensitivity for Fortnite? Are statements and questions I get every single day. So today I'll be going over the best sensitivity in Fortnite, and I'll also be giving a lot of factually correct information about the importance of choosing a sensitivity. In comparison to a lot of other sensitivity videos, this video will actually have information backed by research. So if you've ever wanted to know more than most about sensitivities, stick around till the end, and believe me, you'll learn a lot of new information. Starting off, if you just clicked on this video to know what the best sensitivity is, the average sensitivity of the top 100 players in the world is actually 4.0225 1600 dpi. Although this is the average sensitivity, doesn't necessarily mean it is the best one. There are so many factors to think of when it comes to choosing a sensitivity, and I'll be going through most of them. The first factor that plays a massive role in finding a comfortable sensitivity is understanding humidity. A lot of players don't understand that living in a super humid country like Norway, Sweden, or Finland might cause you to have to play on a higher sensitivity. Low humidity countries like France and Spain, on the other side, might, generally speaking, have a player base that plays on a lower sensitivity on average. The reason I need to talk about this is because a lot of people are not comfortable on a sensitivity because of what everyone else is using. They think they are doing something wrong because they're on a super high or low sensitivity, since nearly no one else is on it. And it's extremely important to understand that there are an endless amount of factors that play into why one given sensitivity is comfortable for you. So don't be discouraged if you find a sensitivity you find comfortable, but everyone tells you it's either super low or high and that you shouldn't be on it. Do not listen to those people. Comfortability on a sensitivity is the #1 priority, even if it's ridiculously high or low. Moving on, we need to talk about why muscle memory is not relevant when it comes to aiming at all. Have you ever heard someone say, I can't change my sensitivity because it will mess up my muscle memory? Or the classic, I think the reason I'm so good is because I've been on the same settings for 3 years. Just the guy with 19 Fortnite tracker PR. Well, that is not how aiming nor how fine motor skills work at all. So let me explain how aiming actually works and why changing sensitivities will actually be more of a benefit rather than something that's gonna hold you back. Muscle memory is a term that refers to the ability to perform particular movements repeatedly and accurately without having to really think about them. Think about triple edits or 90s. These are things you can do with your eyes closed. Aiming, on the other side, is not, and there is a very valid reason behind it. The brain is what controls and coordinates movement, and not the muscles. And when you're aiming, what happens in your brain is remarkably complex. The brain over time learns to control movement through a process called neuroplasticity. Essentially meaning the brain's ability to adapt to different situations using your previously practiced skills. Now, I am by no means an expert on neuroplasticity, but studies have shown that in order to improve neuroplasticity, exercise is one of the most beneficial ways for effective improvement. Slap some aim training and exercise on 3 to 5 days a week, and trust me, you'll see incredible results when it comes to your aim improvement. But why is practicing on one sensitivity not the best way to improve your aim? And why does it actually not matter that much at all if you want to switch sensitivities every day? Now, most of you watching will have a comfortable sensitivity range. For me, that range is from 1.8 to 3.5% X and Y, 1600 dpi. And I myself often swap sensitivities multiple times a day. If you're very new to gaming, the time it will take to adapt to a new sensitivity might be slightly longer than someone who has a lot of experience. It might take 15 minutes instead of 2 minutes to get used to a sensitivity. But the reason changing sensitivities is so incredibly beneficial is because of your weaknesses as an aimer. Now, for me, I've always struggled with shaky aim, and a lot of people asked me how I was able to fix it. And the way I did it was I started holding my mouse with a super light grip, think the lightest you can imagine, and double that lightness. And I also played Kovacs on over twice my sensitivity in Fortnite, fully focusing on my smoothness. And I want to make one thing crystal clear. If you swap your sensitivity to the extent of needing to change your aiming style from arm to wrist aiming, then the time it will take to adapt to that will probably be noticeably longer. But playing Kovacs on 2 to 3 times my sensitivity on Fortnite punished me so ridiculously hard when it came to my shaky aim that over time I honestly became smoother than ever before. This was a process that I sat off 30 days to complete, and after only 7, I saw incredible results. Results I would have never seen if I played on my same sensitivity on Kovacs as I did on Fortnite. I also quickly, before we move on, want to touch on why people play worse when they're in a so-called sense crisis. Now, this mentality that them not being able to stick on one sensitivity is causing them to perform worse in tournaments is nothing but placebo. And the players who blame their results on them being in a sense crisis are the same kind of people who don't hold any accountability over the mistakes they make. Common sayings from these players are, "I didn't qualify today because I was on a new sense," or "I didn't qualify because I was on a new mouse or mouse pad." This way of thinking is incredibly embarrassing. Let's be real. That is never the reason they didn't qualify, or place well for that matter. It's simply because they didn't play well enough. A lot of people use changing sensitivities and not being able to stick on a sensitivity as an easy way to blame their bad tournament results. It's very embarrassing, and it's an excuse that isn't even an excuse. It's all in your head, as simple as that. Now, I guess a lot of you guys clicked on this video because you think the perfect sensitivity is gonna make you a better aimer. But I'm about to be extremely brutal and tell you how things actually work. Most people don't aim train because they can hit 200 pumps here and there, and they think they're talented or special when it comes to aiming or the game in general. But there are only a handful of Fortnite players out there who are talented enough aim-wise to not benefit from aim training. And if you're not top 200 on the PR leaderboards, then you're not talented aim-wise. I am sorry to be the one to tell you, but talented aimers can be so remarkably bad at the game, but still perform at an incredibly high level because of their insane aim. The reason I can make this statement is because I've known a few good aimers over my time in Fortnite who has met those exact characteristics and made it into the top 200 on the PR leaderboards. Not aim training if you want to go pro and you're currently outside of the top 200 is honestly just griefing yourself. Most players simply have no discipline and will get nowhere, and unfortunately that is the honest truth for 99% of you guys watching as well. But for the ones who are willing to be disciplined when no one else is and over an extended period of time, there will be benefits. Alrighty guys, a bit of a brutal video today going over a lot of information that is quite controversial in the Fortnite space, but trust me, I would not say these things if I wasn't confident in them actually being factual. I also want to add one thing about the building and editing sensitivity. A lot of people think it messes up your aim for some reason, but it absolutely does not. It might take, as mentioned earlier, some time to get used to if you don't have a lot of experience in games from before, but I use it and it's a phenomenal setting in my opinion, and if any pros tells you not to use it because of muscle memory or aim or anything like that, they don't know what they're talking about. Thank you all for sticking around till the end. I hope you found this video enjoyable and that you learned a thing or two, and I'll see you all tomorrow with a brand new one.